You know I'm going to have to use some of this in our episode. It's hilarious.
Oh, Lord. Make sure I ain't saying nothing bad.
Welcome, everybody. It's so good to be back with you. We are in the studio once again, and we are ready to share about what has been happening since our Utah visit and some projects that we are working on and maybe some that are done. Not sure yet. And we're going to talk about my adventure on the Ranunculus train and why I jumped off and why I want to jump back on. So anyway, grab something to work on and a drink and come and yarn over with us.
And I said, you have just made my day.
Hello, we are so glad that you are joining us today. My name is Susie, and if you're new, I am from Huntsville, Alabama, and I am thrilled that you have joined our yarn circle. You're going to hear about projects and all kinds of stuff. No telling what you're going to hear today. But we love to talk about the simple joys of life and things that are going on in our world, and that's what you're in for today.
And my name is Linda, and I'm in the Charlotte area. And again, if you are new to our channel, Susie and I have been friends for a really long time. We have snuck visits in together here, there, and everywhere, and we rarely get to play together. So we get to play together with you on this channel, and it's so much fun. So we are just having a really good time. So before we get into too much, Susie's got a grand announcement hot off the press as of yesterday. Susie?
Hot off the press. My daughter had a baby little girl, little baby girl, 2 weeks early. I'm
Was
not
she
there.
really 2 weeks?
2 weeks early. The due date was July the 2nd. And so she was 2 weeks early, and I wasn't there. But thankfully I do have the little 2-year-old here with me. So they just had a 6 and a 4-year-old that they had to try to figure out what to do with. And actually, Mary Catherine Friday night went to the hospital by herself. It was an hour drive. She was in labor and didn't want the whole family to go. Yes, she went by herself, drove
She didn't
herself.
think it was real, huh?
No, she was dilated 4 centimeters, and she was having contractions that were, she could tell they were serious contractions, but she didn't want Ben and to take the 2 girls across the street to the neighbors if it was that she wasn't far enough that they would keep her. And so she got in her car and drove an hour to the hospital by herself on Friday night. They hooked her up and decided that they weren't going to keep her. She was 4 centimeters, but her contractions were not coming regularly. And so her blood pressure was 101/68. The baby looked great. They said, we're not keeping you. And Ben didn't want her to come home, so he booked her a hotel so she would be 5 minutes away from the hospital. So she goes and checks into a hospital and is in labor by herself. And she calls me at 6 o'clock yesterday morning on Saturday morning, which would be June, for those of you that are watching later in the week. This was on June the 21st, Saturday, June the 21st. She called me at 6 o'clock in the morning and she said, Mama, she said, I would be dreaming that I was having a contraction. And she said, I would wake up and I was having a contraction. She said, they are biting. I'm having to breathe through them. I said, Mary Catherine, honey, you need to go to the emergency room. She said, but I don't want to go if they've already sent me home one time. And I said, Mary Catherine, honey, you're in labor. Would you please go? So she said she was going to give it a little bit longer because she said they're not coming regular, and she said, I'm wanting to time them. So she calls me at 10 o'clock, and she has packed herself back into her car, checked out of the hotel, and she is sitting in the parking lot of the hospital. She said, I had 14 contractions in the last hour, and they were about 4.5 minutes apart. I said, Mary Catherine, go into the hospital.
Oh my gosh.
You are in labor. And so now this is her 4th baby, and she said, Mama, I don't remember everything. She said, I don't know. And I said, you are in labor. And so she goes in and she calls me in a few minutes, and she said, they're keeping me. I've been checked. I'm 6 centimeters. And so
got goosebumps.
She calls Ben, and Ben had made it to Covington with the 2 older girls. So he had driven an hour into Covington, Louisiana, and they had neighbors that were going to take care of the kids, but they had gone to Gulfport is the way, and that's like an hour beyond Covington, I believe. So he had to call them and say, Mary Catherine's in the hospital. I need to get the girls to you. They met him halfway. By the time he got the girls to him, he had a 40-minute drive back to the hospital. They did not break her water. They hooked her up to an epidural, which slowed the labor. He made it to the hospital and was there for the delivery of little Keaton.
My gosh.
She was 2 weeks early. She was 9 pounds and 2 ounces, and she weighed she was 20.25 inches long, and she does not look like a newborn.
She doesn't, and she's so pink and she looks like she's been out of the box a while.
She does. In fact, Mary Catherine sent me this picture this morning. I'm just going to hold this up here. Oh, I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, wait. Pause right there. And
It's not wanting to focus.
Well, maybe we can, you send it to me and I'll put it over.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, there she is. And she's got
congratulations.
She's got dark hair, and
she looks a little different than
Yeah, she's got her own little look. It's 4 little girls, and they all have their own
look a little
look.
different.
Yeah, they do. But Mary Catherine's doing good, and I'll leave this. We're recording on Sunday, the 22nd of June, and so I will be leaving Thursday to take the 2-year-old back, and I'll be there all next week and the next week, and with the rest of next week, and then into the next weekend, and I'll be coming back on July the 7th. So, yeah. By the time
How many grandbabies you bringing back?
2. I'm bringing back the 6-year-old and the 2-year-old, and by the time she gets back to her parents, the 2-year-old, I will have been with her for 7 straight weeks. So
wow.
I understand now why that I didn't ever knit when my kids were at home. I have fought to pick up my knit needles. Oh, it has been. I've gotten up like at 5 o'clock in the morning to try to knit a little bit before that she would wake up. This morning, I sleep on a bed that's in the room where her crib is, because she'll wake up and holler for me. And as long as I say, hey, I'm right here, she'll go back to sleep. And so this morning I needed to get up, and I heard her moving in her crib, and I got on my hands and knees and literally crawled out of the room hoping that she wouldn't see me, and I could do some stuff before she got up.
Oh my goodness.
But she is a good little girl. She's precious.
Oh, she's
and
precious.
She just turned 2 back in April, but she can say anything she wants to. There's never any guessing about what this 2-year-old wants. She just can communicate everything. So it's like having this little miniature human around that just communicates with you. So anyway, my life has been very, very crazy since we got back from Utah, but it's been a good crazy. And then of course I've been working. I've got a full-time job that I go to, so I'm very thankful for friends that live in the area that love the girls like I do, and they've been a blessing. I wouldn't be able to do what I do if it wasn't for them. So anyway, it's been a good. It's been good, but it's just been crazy.
Oh man,
I feel crazy.
Now you
feel
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know why you don't have children when you're,
Oh no,
too old.
no. I don't know how women do it that do, because there's a lot of them that
know.
do it. So anyway,
I know. Oh, well, boy, oh boy. So let's see, what have I been up to? Well, about 8 days, 9 days after we got back from Utah, I went to the beach for my birthday. And so I got to spend my birthday in my favorite place.
birthday.
Yes, and so I don't feel any different year after year, which I find a real blessing. Everybody talks about these landmark years. I've already had several. Just keep living. Just keep living. But so we went
And
camping
stay
at the
tough.
beach. Yeah, stay tough. Yeah,
Say tough. You got to be tough to keep having birthdays.
I know. It's true. So, and let's see. So we were camping and then came back and did some yard work. We really don't go away for more than like 4 days at a time. And we were gone almost a whole week. So, totally ruined my nails. And that's okay. Got some pretty yard work done. And I've had lots of time to knit and crochet. And so that leads me into some projects. So what you got going on with your projects?
Well, finished project.
Did you finish the blanket? No pressure?
No, but I've got a sock.
Your
finished.
Utah socks. Oh, isn't
This
that
is my
pretty?
new-
Pull
And
it
you know
back just
this
a
is-
wee bit. Pull it back. Oh, look at that.
So this is a DK
really-
weight sock,
Okay.
and the other one is this much finished. But I do have this one finished. Really, it's a miracle it's finished.
I
but-
think it looks fantastic.
It turned out really well, and it
Yeah.
feels so good. When I put the sock on, I thought, you know what? DK socks are like wrapping a blanket around your feet, because they have a nice thickness to them, and they're great with. I put it on with a pair of pajamas that I had on, and it felt wonderful walking. I walked around on it just to see how
Cushiony.
it felt.
More cushiony.
Yeah, very cushiony. And so for pajamas and evening wear with your
Evening
lounging
wear.
clothes,
Yeah.
your evening wear.
I've
your
just pictured a
lounging
black
clothes.
cocktail dress.
But DK socks really are. It felt like I was just wrapping a blanket around my feet, and so I think that I'll probably want to knit a lot more. I mean, even for me, but they're great for My son lives in Phoenix, and they wear boots a lot there. And he told me one time, he said, when I moved to Phoenix, he said, I wondered why all these people wear hats and boots, and until he got stung by a scorpion. And in the South, you wear flip-flops everywhere, and he got stung by a scorpion, and he thought he was going to die. And after that, it's like, hey, you cover. He said, now I realize why they wear hats, because the sun bakes them. They wear boots because there's all kinds of things that can bite their feet and bite their legs. And so anyway, but DK socks are good for wearing inside of boots because you need a thicker sock. So there's a lot of reasons why the DK socks are wonderful. And so I have enjoyed knitting this. And then I did not finish the blanket. The baby's here. I feel like I have been a failure.
No
with
pressure.
This blanket. But I really
She doesn't know. She doesn't know.
And we'll still get pictures of it. But it is turning out beautiful, and I really don't have too much more to go. I've been working on it really hard the last few days, and I'm hoping to have it finished by the time I get there. But yeah, here is I got to get it up. Here we go.
Oh, look at the flowers on it. Oh, that's beautiful. That's really pretty.
It really has turned out really pretty.
Now, is that a
this
worsted
called the
weight?
Tulip. Yes, and it's 100% cotton, and it is a beautiful cotton, and it's called Tulips. And the side here called for a garter stitch border, and a border in the the blanket, but I changed it to a seed stitch. I just think seed stitch looks a little bit dressier.
Pretty. And you know, that border will keep it from stretching out of shape. That's a nice stabilizing thing.
And this cotton has knit up so pretty. The stitches are so even. I don't even think that I'm going to block this. I don't think it needs to be blocked.
You need to.
I don't even think it needs a steam block. But it's, and you know, cotton stretches anyway, but this is the softest, most wonderful feeling cotton. It's just making a beautiful blanket. And so this will be pretty for her little pictures. And I've got, you make 7, let's see, 8, 7. You make 7 of these sections, and I've done 5. So I'm getting ready to start on section. I got to do section 6 and 7, and then section 8 is a little bit abbreviated. So anyway, that's how much more I've got to go. But it has turned out good. Yeah, and I cast on less stitches than the pattern called for because I didn't want it as wide. It was more of a I don't know, because this is kind of wide. I went up.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah, so, but I did not cast on as many stitches as what it called for.
It looks like it's over a yard wide.
Oh, it most definitely is. I would say that I haven't measured it, but it's more, probably
It's pretty.
close to at least 18, a yard and a half.
Wow.
I don't know.
It's pretty.
Anyway, it's turned out really pretty. And so there are the main things. And then I'm doing the northeasterly blanket, and I showed that our last episode, well, the one before the yarn shop. I haven't touched it, so I've done no more on that. But I do love doing it. I do love doing that blanket. And then I have had yarn clubs to come in, and so this is the Yarn Bliss box. This is the new yarn that I got.
That is pretty.
And I really love it. The thing
Now, is that what you're knitting your
mermaids.
blanket with?
No, because this is fingering. This is a fingering weight club that I'm in. And the theme was mermaids, and they sent these pretty little stitch markers. Little mermaids. That's a little mermaid right there. So little progress keepers and stitch markers. And then the DK weight yarn that I'm doing the blanket in, the theme was confetti, happy birthday. And this is the yarn that came. Isn't that pretty?
Oh, you know I love that. I love that blue.
It's beautiful.
Wow.
So these are my yarn club yarns, and this will go into my blanket, the DK.
Oh, that's
pretty.
It
It would make a beautiful pair of DK socks too. So, and this is from.
Maybe you should save it for socks. That color.
Oh, I love it. I really do. It's really fun.
So how
So
many?
this is yarnable.
So how many of the yarnable sets have you not knit into your blanket yet? Do you have quite a few?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I think I'm on the.
So you can
third
pick them
set.
as you want. and-
Yeah, so as they're coming in, I'm deciding which ones are going next to kind of create the color combinations that I want. But I have really enjoyed knitting with the DK weight yarns. So yeah, so that's the yarnable box that I get each month, and that was the yarns from the June boxes. So that's
Pretty.
it. I'm kind of I'm real scarce this time.
Well, actually, I need to pause and go get something. So hold on
Okay.
1 second. Well, I feel like a yarn hussy at this point. I've got three I've got 3 projects going on right now. It's very unlike me, you guys. If you know anything about me, I don't do that. So just to start from the beginning, when I was in Utah, I started my 12 days of Christmas. Where is it? It's in here. Oh, I gotta get it. My 12 days of Christmas from last year, and I'm making the Korean poncho. So this is where I pretty much got I knit it a little bit here at the house, not too much. This is what I really did just in Utah and, traveling. And here are the other colors that are going to go, but I think we discussed this possibly last time, but I knew I needed more color, more yarn. I was short. Now, I don't really know where I got the numbers in my head because I wasn't just short a mini. I was short, according to the fiber seed, an entire skein. So while we were in Utah, we looked at the colors that we had and the progression, and I wanted to end it with the blue at the bottom, and it was going like this. Okay,
Yeah,
you
the
kind of
colors
see how
are
pretty that would be.
beautiful.
And so I knew I was also knitting, so I kind of wanted something down here. Two reasons. One is just because more dark at the bottom, but to give me time, I didn't know how long it would take for me to get the yarn, and I didn't want to have to stop, like I didn't have other projects to do, right? But anyway, so we picked a color. I got it. I didn't like it at all. I don't even have it in my bag. And so there was a crisis. I was like, okay, I just bought a whole thing of yarn. It actually arrived at my house before I even got home, and I didn't like it. So I wrote Lindsay, and I discussed my dilemma, and she looked up which 12 Days of Christmas I had. I didn't really know the name of it, and she told me that I actually would need 4, which is a whole hank, and that's how I knew. I'm like, how did I get that so wrong? But anyway, and so I told her I had gotten one already, didn't like it, and it really was a very dark maroon type color, and these are very I don't want to say pastel-y, but they are kind of pastel-y colors, and that sharp winey color I'm sorry, yeah, it was a wine color, just didn't go. So I found another color, and this is the one, and she agreed that would go very well with this.
Oh, I like that. That's very pretty.
But, here's my dilemma, and I would love some input from the rest of the yarn circle here. Here, let me get this crazy tag out of the way. Here, I'm going to put this against my body so we can see it all. These, I guess they do have a lot of variances in there. I mean, here's blue and purple, and this one it just really goes off. I mean, it goes off into a whole new realm, and I'm just kind of, I'm a very goodist. I'm not a perfectionist, but I am a very goodist, and I'm just concerned that this won't work. So then I thought,
How many yards of that new color are you going to have to use?
apparently all of it. So then I was wondering,
with it being variegated, it's gonna look
Change.
different for each. It's gonna change, and each section is gonna look a little bit different. And what you could do is put it in between some of the others. Use 20 grams in between.
Because yes, you did that with that baby blanket, and where you kind of were blending it by doing that. And I thought, well, here's the thing. So I've got this, and now I kind of wished I would have put this in between each one. But I don't want to pull all this out. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, the last 4 you could alter because they kind of really blend to that. The last 4 maybe you could do 20 grams of the new and.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do because, as the poncho gets, I'm going to put this down. As the poncho gets wider, it's going to get smaller. The coverage, the band of color, whatever you want to say, will get smaller and smaller. So if I kind of throw it in there, at least with the last,
Excuse me.
you need to nap with the baby. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I should start it. If I should even maybe just start it here because I do have these oranges here. I don't know. So I've got a dilemma, and I put it aside because I got overwhelmed.
I think anywhere you put it, it's going to be pretty. It blends with all of them, and I don't think it
I
matters.
hope so. I hope so. Otherwise, the other one that I bought kind of goes with this right here. And again, this is the Fiber Seed Sprout DK. I might just put those two together, and I don't know. I just put it away. I put it away because I just got overwhelmed. And then we have to talk. Before we get to the ranunculus train, I'm gonna show you. I'm so excited. I'm gonna get this done by the 4th of July. And that is, here's my project that I'm doing. Here it is. Okay.
That's a crochet.
Yeah.
Top.
And so I've got the, where is my back? Oh, where is it? Oh, here, it's on the chair. So I've got the back done.
Oh, that looks good.
Okay. Ugh.
Yeah.
Now
Oh,
the
that
front
color.
is gonna.
Love that color.
The front, yeah. Well, it's very 4th of July-ish, so I want to wear it for 4th of July. And I just am going on to the sleeves here. And it's kind of neat how they make the scoop. And that's as you go, you're just gonna skip these. You're gonna skip one of these, and so it's gonna end up kind of doing this. And then of course there's an edging, a single crochet edging, and it will create a scoop in the front here. So I have made progress, and I'm on a mission.
You could wear a red camisole underneath it.
Yeah, I could.
Red, white, and blue.
Yep. And so this is with the Hobby Cotton and Silk. And it's very nice. And I think with the silk in there, is it just silk? It's cotton. Yeah, just cotton and silk. I don't think it's going to stretch. You know, I think I mentioned this once before, but I actually crocheted a beach cover up, a swimsuit cover up. And every time I wore it, it like grew 3 or 4 sizes. And I was so frustrated, I actually threw it away. I really should have redone I should have saved the yarn. But I guess I thought, well, if it does that with my outfit, what do I want to even do with it? But I used, the Hobby Lobby, like the dishcloth cotton, and I'll never do that again for a garment. So that's that. So now we got to get to the ranunculus train. Oh my goodness. So first of all, when we were in Utah, I bought this beautiful yarn. It's the Barocco Remix. And in this lovely gray, and it's got really pretty blue specks, really that match, really almost denim to bright blue, like the, you probably can't really see them. But anyway, it's a very pretty silver color. So I originally bought it to make this. And I really like this very simple tee. Yep, because, it's just plain. It's a tee, and you can wear jewelry with it. There's no distractions. It's just very simple. And I really thought that this would really be pretty. So then,
did Emily have that knitted up at her shop?
No.
Was that there, or you'd already found that?
Right. That's the same one as I have in my kind of periwinkle blue tee that I knit.
Oh, okay.
This is only the 3rd sweater I've ever made. And I'm just enjoying making wearables. I open my closet and I see my little top hanging there, and it excites me. And I think that is a throwback from my sewing years, which I don't sew anymore because I can't find fabric. So, anyway, so I bought the yarn with the intention of making that tee. And then I was working on this crochet project because, I was trying to just work on one thing at a time. And I actually was watching a lovely yarn, and Amber had this beautiful sweater on. And so she's talking, and then she mentions it's the ranunculus. And I went, the ranunculus? So I went and I looked it up on Ravelry. And I'm like, oh, that sweater, that big old baggy. I didn't like that sweater. So, I didn't like the way it looked on the model, at least in the premiere picture. And so I just never paid attention to it. But I'm like, wow. And so I went and I thought, I want to make one of those, but I want to make it like Amber's. I want it to be like a normal, top. Well, then I went to the Ravelry page and I saw all the projects, and that's when I got really confused, because everybody would say, oh, I knit it, and I knit it out of fingering, and I knit it to pattern. Oh, I used worsted weight. I knit it to pattern. I'm literal. If you say I knit it to pattern, that means you used fingering weight yarn with a size 10 needle. But you don't have 16 inches of ease. Like, how are you doing this? And so then I started this journey of YouTube. Well, a lot of people, I'm like, wow, a lot of people, I know there's like 25,000 or something downloads. And honestly, probably is over 100,000 knits, because most people make 4 of them.
Oh,
and
4,
and
5,
so,
6.
right. And so I'm finding all these different people that I already watch, and like they have the ranunculus, and I'm late to this train, right? Late to the station, but I'm excited to knit this pattern. Mm-hmm. But for the life of me, I spent a day and a half, you guys, looking up YouTubes, not how to knit it, but how to size it with this yarn. Because I knew if I knit it with a size 10 needle, it's going to be real lacy and holey, and it's going to look like this.
Yeah.
And I wanted a top that I didn't have to wear, anything underneath it or anything like that. And so then I thought, well, you know what? I'm just going to be brave. I think I understand what's going on with this. I'm just going to cast it on a size 8 needle and let the chips fall where they may. Because what I kind of got was the yoke. Everyone starts out with the same yoke, and you pretty much, expand from there. Okay, from once you're done with the yoke. Well, I started to knit it, and I got to the first pattern. For those of you who don't maybe even knit, I'm going to show a picture of this. So this is a good example of big, this is the more large size. And you can see the pattern. I'm going to get this in a better, maybe this one's better. There's the yoke pattern up there. And anyway, so I got to the first fancy stitch of the yoke pattern, and I looked at it and I'm like, this is awful. It looks like a fishnet. I mean, I can't wear this. So I ripped it out and I said, I'm just going to knit what I already began to, what was intending to knit. So I'm making good headway. I'm almost actually done with the bottom, with the whole body of it.
You have really made a lot of good progress on that.
Well, I'll tell you, and it's a DK yarn, so it goes faster. And I am going to make a modification, which I'll discuss after I do it, because I think it's going to work out, but I'm going to make a modification. And but I'm excited about it, because again, you just can't have too many, kind of solid colored tees. But it does have all those pretty little blues. See all that blue in there, like denim blue and stuff. That'll be just really nice. So anyway, since I gave up and took all my yarn off the needles, YouTube has been suggesting all these videos about the ranunculus, and I have to tell you what's happening in my computer here. Oh, the weather bulletin. What is that? Oh, it's a Microsoft thing. Sorry, guys. I was watching Hailey. Ooh, what is her channel called? Hailey knit something. Of course, it's knit something. I'll put it up there. But Hailey actually had a video, and she knitted, more like a tee, a top. And she actually explained what she did, what size needles she used. And I was very inspired. So I am going to be knitting one that will probably be my next project, because here's the thing. I understand why everybody loves this ranunculus so much. Number one, is you can modify it and make so many different versions of it. Sleeve length, you can omit some of the detailing in the yoke. I mean, you can just make them look all different. You can use any size or any weight yarn, and I don't know about the needles yet, but supposedly they all use size 10 needles, but Hailey didn't. She explained that. And they work really fast. So people call them in-between knits, which is amazing to me. So I'm excited, and they don't take a lot of yarn apparently. So I get it. I get why. I know I can knit it. I just have to make sure it fits. I don't want 16 inches of ease, which is 8 extra inches on each side of my body. I mean, I don't want that. So I'll figure it out. And when I do, maybe that has to be a whole nother tutorial, right? So,
well, when you figure it out, you're going to have to let me know, because I bought yarn for it a couple of years ago and have never knitted it. Yeah, I have yarn for it, but I never.
That's awesome.
I saw it in a yarn shop, and it was on a
the sweater.
Mannequin. Yeah, the Ranunculus, and it was made out of a summer cotton, and so I thought, oh, that would be a nice, summer knit, and so I bought the yarn, but I've never knitted it. So you figure it all out, and then you can tell me.
Actually, Amber on A Lovely Yarn, I believe she used this same yarn, this Remix Light, for one of her ranunculi.
Really?
Would it be ranunculi? I think so. She did. And I would love for her to leave in the comments or something. I wish I could get her on here. I'd pick her brain. Like, wouldn't that be fun to interview her and just like, how do you make your ranunculus? Because she makes them. I mean, they're really pretty.
She said, I think on that is her newest podcast. And
she did another one.
Well, she said that this was her 5th one, and that there would definitely be a 6th one.
See,
yeah,
I've got to do it.
I've got to do it.
And they knit them. They can make little cap sleeves. Little, you can make a sleeve of any length. One of the neat things is Hailey. Hailey at Knit Weekend. She's a doll. She's just like a little doll.
Oh, okay.
She's really cute. Anyway, she actually was kind of funny because she said, well, I knit this sweater so long ago, I won't really remember any details. But she really did. She had all the details I needed. So anyway, but I've got another little dilemma. And what it is not enough time to knit. So I want to knit a ranunculus, not to be selfish. I want to get another sweater in before I start my next project. My husband has asked me to knit him a sweater. I'm trying to talk him into a vest because it's less. It's like without the sleeves, it's almost like, half a sweater.
Yeah.
And then I have to be done by December 1st because I have to be done by Advent. So, yeah. But of course I don't think his will be worsted weight. I don't know. See, that's another thing. I just don't believe anybody needs a worsted weight sweater around here, really. I mean, we have a house and we have a wood stove, and he's always going to be warm. I think a vest. Let's talk him into a vest.
You need to do a vest. I have wanted to make my husband
He'll be watching.
He just keeps asking me, when am I going to make his vest? My husband, he picked out
You have to say when our daughter stops having babies.
I know. When they all grow up.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, so that's basically what I've been knitting. That's all 3 different projects. But like I said, I did put the Korean poncho to the side because I really do want to get, this done, which it will be. But first I have to work more on crochet. I just can't crochet as much as I can knit because it kind of, I don't want to say hurts my hands, but my hands just get like this when I crochet. So I'll crochet, a couple rows, 5-6 rows, and then I jump into my knitting. So yeah. So anyway, that's what we're up to. And actually, this is a good time while we have just talked about, unless you have anything else, I'm going to talk about our Yarn Circle Showcase. What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
So
Let's
here's
do
what I'm
it.
going to do. We only have one submission, and I'm going to do it a little different this time. I'm going to just put it up, and I'm going to talk about it because it is actually a response to our episode about the heirloom crochet bedspreads.
Oh, okay.
So let me get this image. Here it comes. Look at that.
Yeah,
So
that's so pretty.
Karen submitted this. She's also submitted a blanket in a previous episode, but this is she knit this. She said that either the first or second year that she was married, so in like 1985 or 86, she used a number 9 steel hook, and of course it's cotton thread, so that's really something. Now I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to find a little close-up of that. Virtually, this is very similar to our bedspreads. Look at that.
Oh,
Isn't that
wow.
something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
That
That is a
I mean,
lot of
you know,
work. You don't
well,
see that
to Karen,
detail.
you are
Yeah,
something
that's
else.
beautiful. And you don't see all of that. You don't see all of that detail when you saw it away from a distance. But
Right.
boy, there's a lot of detail there.
That
is
is something.
beautiful. Good
So,
job,
yes,
Karen. That's
I know, and
gorgeous.
I think there's one more that might show it. One more. Yes, this one. Picture number 3. I'm in awe. Look at the look at
Oh, wow.
she puts, there's 1 inch, and I think she
Wow.
said something like 25 stitches per inch with that little tiny hook. So yeah, I mean, if she just kept going, she could have had a bedspread.
Yeah, that is beautiful.
Oh goodness. So anyway, thank you, Karen, for
Karen, that's
submitting
good
that.
casket. That's good casket knitting. That can drape really nice.
So if you would like us to show your finished projects, and we know you have some, please send them to us. We love seeing what you are doing. Any wearables or blankets that are knit or crochet, we'd love to see them. So anyway, and here's the details up there where you can send it, and of course they're in our notes as well. Another thing about the Yarn Circle, we had great community responses about our inquiry about doing a Zoom call, and so we are going to go ahead and do a Zoom knit, but we're going to have to wait till Susie gets back from her away time with the grandbabies. So yeah, we're going to do it. I'm excited.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, so we definitely are going to do that. And golly, let's see what else. Do we have anything else? You doing anything in the kitchen?
Muffin making, you know me, I'm always making a muffin because my husband is
You're the muffin
he's
woman, the muffin
he's
man, muffin
my
woman.
husband's a muffin man.
He's the muffin man, yeah. Okay.
But not a lot of cooking, you know, a little bit here and there, but nothing special.
Okay. Well, I do have one thing that I'd like to share because I know it's almost the 4th of July, and I know many of you love your hot dogs, and we need nice, clean hot dogs. So if you are looking, I know this is our half-eaten package, and I hope I don't drip juices everywhere. I should have went and got a frozen container of them. What am I thinking? This is going to be a disaster. Anyway, these are Frank's, and they are uncured and really probably the purest beef Franks you're going to find. Here's the thing that I don't know if people know, but most beef, for one reason or another, have some type of vaccinations. They are given, hormones, and they are given antibiotics. And these get none of those. So that's part of our little shopping club that we belong to. We don't sell them, we eat them. So we share because we care. So anyway, and they are so good. And they are actually smoked so that they have that nice flavor and no nitrates. So if you want to feed your kids good hot dogs, or you, this is the thing. So yeah, we love them. I also will chop them up and use them kind of in my eggs, like instead of bacon.
I've done that.
I use them.
Yeah, they're really good.
They're really good. I mean, they're great. They're great on the grill, but they're really just as good, almost just fried in a pan. So anyway, and one other thing I wanted to just kind of share, because we are getting into the 4th of July season, I kind of created a swimsuit hack. It was somewhat unintentional, but I bought a skirt. Now, if this skirt, I'm going to stand up. Oh, I've got to go back. Got to go back. So it is a little bit shorter than my shorts, but it is not as short. Most swimsuit skirts are going to be up here. That doesn't work for me. I like them here. What?
Hey, when you reach a certain birthday, it doesn't work for any of us.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, you guys.
I want my bathing suits to cover up as much skin as they can.
But here, I'm going to go back here so you can see this. They're not long, but they're great. But look at this also. Now, you may not like this, and you can even cut this, and it is swimsuit. Listen, this is swimsuit fabric. I don't think people understand, but, this is a double knit, which means it stretches equally both ways. So basically, these little golf shorts is really what they are considered, like sports skirts are made out of the same fabric.
Don't they call them skirts?
Well, they just really call them skirts. They're athletic skirts, golf skirts, all that kind of thing. And they're the same fabric.
I've called them skirts.
Yeah, they're a skirt.
Combination of a skirt and shorts.
But they're the same fabric as your swimsuit. And then I bought a hot pink, really the same color as this, swimsuit top to go with it. And I'm going to tell you, women were looking at me, and so were the men. The women were like, where'd you get that swimsuit?
Where'd you get that? That's a great idea.
And if you don't like the longer shorts, see, I don't really swim a lot. I just sit by the pool. You can cut these off. They won't run. I mean, this stretch knit doesn't do that. Yeah. So you could cut them shorter. But look at this little secret pocket they have in here for your phone. So you can just, I don't know. I just love these things. So I bought a black one. I actually used to make my swimsuits, and I made myself a skirt, but the elastic is getting kind of stretched out and old, and because I've had it for probably like a decade, and I made it a nice length, and I don't want to have to make another one, so I ordered this as a skirt, as a skirt, and it was really too short to wear around. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to turn it into a swimsuit. So I bought a black one to go with all my other tops to replace. The bottom will replace my swimsuit bottom that I made, and I have this one, and I'm excited. I think this is really cool, and it's
where did you get that?
At Amazon. I'll put a link. They have all different patterns and colors, and here's the thing: you just want to know how long it is. So when you look up this particular item, note the length if you want this length, because some are longer and some are shorter, but this is. I like this one. So this actually is about the same length as the shorts I wear. Yeah. So
when you said
anyway, that's my little hack.
When you said put a link, it made me think of someone that had made a comment. Excuse me, had made a comment on our episode about the Emily's Yarn Shop, Willow Hill in Utah.
Oh, yeah.
And she had asked a question. She had been trying to find the book, The 52 Weeks of Scrap Knitting, and that is put out by Laine, Laine Publishing, and maybe we can put a link below here or go back and add a link to that episode notes, because she said she had looked everywhere for it and couldn't find it. But
really?
It's a beautiful book. And
she can order it from Emily. She can order
Yeah,
from
she
Emily's
could
yarn
order.
shop.
She could order it from Emily. Yeah. So we
Yeah.
put up. So anyway, she does have
Yeah.
them in the shop, so you can get them from Emily, or if she's out of them, Lane Publishing, and I think I'm saying that right. Laine
Yeah,
Publishing.
I think so.
Is who actually put that book out, and it is a relatively pretty brand new book.
And which
within
book
the
was
last
that
few
again?
months.
The 52?
52 weeks of scrap knitting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a lot.
Didn't
of
you buy
beautiful
the book?
things in
You
it.
bought it, right? That you showed it?
No, actually, the one that I
Oh.
bought was, hold on a minute and I'll hold it up. This is the one that I got, A Modern Guide to Granny Squares.
Oh, yes. I love that one right where your right hand is.
Right.
Oh,
right
no,
here.
you're right. Yes. Look at
Right
it.
here.
It's
Yeah.
different. I think with those little straight lines in there, it's just so different. It's definitely not a granny squarish looking. And that one up in the corner right above it is kind of log cabinish, where it starts
Yeah.
out and then it gets bigger. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I really, I'm gonna
Ah.
look forward to, going through this book. It's got a lot of beautiful things in it.
Oh man! Oh,
Beautiful.
Look at that
beautiful,
one.
Beautiful granny squares.
Wow. Interesting. Well, there's just endless projects. Ooh,
Yeah.
like a mitered one. Oh, wow.
Beautiful
Oh, now-
stuff.
It is.
Yeah, this is a
Wow.
great little book, and Emily has this book too in her yarn shop now. You know,
Man, I might need to get that for my daughter for Christmas.
famous granny squares. You can do all kinds of things with them. Just
Yeah.
beautiful. You know, and we're learning that using beautiful fiber with them makes them look totally different than what we used to
Yeah.
see years ago with all the acrylic yarn that people would crochet the granny squares with. So anyway, it's a great
Right.
book. So
Well, yeah, and the different weights, it makes a whole different feel when they're different weights,
Yeah.
smaller weights.
does.
And yep. Well, good. Well, the other thing I've been doing is I know it's crazy, but I've been poring over patterns to decide what my Advent pattern is going to be, because Lord have mercy, it's going to come. And I've already determined that I'm going to be making a garment. So I'm trying to figure out something I can make with my Advent. I know how much yardage will be in that. So that's been kind of fun. I've been finding some interesting ones, and I just made a little folder in Ravelry, and I just put Advent knit, even though it could be a sweater, or, I should put it in both, I suppose, sweaters and Advent knits. But yeah, so, it is a little tricky when you have so many different color changes, on a garment. But I'm going to find something. I don't know what, but yeah, so I've been finding some contenders, and I've been sticking them over there. And now I'm looking for men's sweaters. So he wants a cardigan. And I think
so
I'm
if
going to
anybody
do.
has any ideas about a men's
Yes.
cardigan,
Please send them.
please give us patterns.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do a zipper. I think zippers end up just somehow looking a little neater, and I'm not afraid to do a zipper because I've sewn. I used to sew a lot, so I'm not afraid of zippers. And I actually stumbled across, oddly, about a 14-year-old very pink knits of her putting a zipper in a cardigan, and how she does it. And then I also stumbled across, it's really wild how when you start looking for new things, suddenly everything's there. But another woman, how she sewed it in. And then, isn't it the Nitty Stew? She had her
Nitty Stew.
cardigan. Yeah, and she
And it's
tipped me
beautiful.
off. It is. I love it. And I like the brown. It's very pretty.
Yeah, it's beautiful,
And
beautiful fiber.
and she she shared the person that kind of encouraged her how to put the zipper in. So I don't know which way I'll do it, but I think a zipper, I don't know, I just think buttonholes on knitwear might, if you use it a lot, might get all stretched out. I don't know, maybe they wouldn't. I don't know. I think it just might look neater. to do a zipper. But then I worry about, can I even find a zipper? I mean, the sewing scene is so bleak, you guys. I used to be able to sew pretty blouses and just dresses and matching jackets. I used to do all these things. Now there is nowhere to buy fabric unless you're doing housewares. You can still find some of that, and cotton for quilt, but there is such limited fabric and notions. It's really sad. I don't know if it's just where I live or I don't know. I think it's kind of countrywide.
I think for the most part it's kind of across the board. There's a lot of yarn shops now that are carrying fabric for quilting. I know you've got a yarn shop there in Charlotte that has a combination of a yarn shop and a quilting shop, because I've seen stuff that they had there. So they're finding fabric for quilting.
Yes, you can find cotton. Oh yeah, tons of cotton.
I'm sorry, it just thundered here. It scared me.
Oh, did it really? I didn't hear that.
It scared me. I do a jump.
Oh, it's probably coming our way then. It usually takes a day or so. But yeah, and quilting, oddly, I don't like quilting. I know, don't be mad at me. I love to sew, but I think the tediousness of all those little straight rows and cutting all that I don't know, it's just too much. But man, people make the most amazing quilts now. I mean, it is art. It's like beautiful Monet style art, with all the different things. Now the little pieces would be fun. In fact, my friend Rita, she bought me the workshop. I think basically, it's a workshop of how to make the sea glass quilt, which I do want to make one day. But yeah, I don't know, all that, I just can't do it. I don't know, I gotta knit. I'm a little obsessed with knitting.
Well, we can take that all with us wherever we go. We can take it, so that's nice.
I know. Well, so the next time we see you will be in a couple weeks. Yeah. So we won't get together for a couple of weeks, everybody. So in the meantime, please share if you have a favorite men's cardigan pattern. Please share that with us in the comments. We are also gearing up to get to our 200th. Come on, you guys, 200 subscriber, and we have a giveaway. And please do share, the channel with others. When you share, YouTube then knows that people are enjoying it, and we will be then suggested to people that you don't even know. So that's how that works. So anyway, share, like, subscribe, all those things. Join the circle.
Comment.
And comment. Yes, please make a comment. Yeah. So anyway, so with that, do you have anything else?
No, and just thank you to all of our regular viewers.
I know.
I feel like we're getting to know you. Those of you that are commenting, I almost kind of look for your comments, because it's like, oh, there they are, So thanks so much.
I know it helps us know you're there. So and yes, and again, submit your finished projects. I mean, you don't have to be in them. Don't be shy. Just send them to us. We're excited to see them. So anyway, I guess with that, we're just going to say until next time, happy knitting, stay safe,
and happy 4th
stay
of
cool,
July.
And happy 4th of July to all the Americans here. And we will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. Tell you one thing that I have been doing that has really made my life easier, and if God will help me, I'm never going to stop doing it, and that's taking my showers at night. I know this sounds awful, but I hate taking showers. I hate it. I hate getting dressed. There is in the morning times when I have to take a shower.
Because it's so much work.
It's so much work.
It's not so bad when you don't have to wash your hair, though.
It's bad. It's just bad.
I don't mind the showering. I don't want to have to fix and dry my hair.
Yeah, but there's so much you have to do when you get out of the shower. It's all the towel. It's all the drying off, and the older you get, you got more to dry off, and then it's awful. And then you got to put all those lotions on, and then you got to, then it's like you got to try to get your clothes on over a wet body, and I hate it. And I'll tell you what I do too, when I sit in my chair in the morning, if I've got to take a shower.
But she does do it.
I do it, but I hate it. And I'll look at the clock and I'll think, oh, I got 20 minutes. I got 20 minutes before I got to go do it. And then I'll think, oh, I got 10 minutes before I got to go do it. And then I'll look and I'll say, it's time. It's time.
It's like going to the guillotine or something.
And then I'll say, I'll wait 5 more minutes. And then I'll say, I'll wait 10 more minutes. It's awful.
Oh, gosh.
But I tell you, because with Maddox here and a 2-year-old, you can't hardly get dressed. And so what I've done is I have started taking my showers at night. And what's been so so wonderful about it, is that you do half of it at night and you do the other half of it in the morning.
Which half do you do in the morning?
Well, that's put the makeup on. And
Yeah, I know. I know.
It's like
I
at
know.
nighttime
It's
when
an
I
event.
take my shower, I think, what makes me go ahead and go in there and do it is because I think, I just have to do half. I just have to do half of getting dressed.
And to think
and then the next morning I do the other half. It's awful.
Well, and then
I have a sister that is the same way.
I think it's everybody our age.
She hates getting dressed. She hates it. And sometimes I'll be sitting there and I'll just text her and I'll put 15 minutes. And she knows what I'm talking about. I got 15 more minutes before I got to go do it.
Oh my gosh.
I hate it. I hate it. I don't even like water. I don't even like water. Look, we grew up around the beach. I hated it.
Is that
I
something?
hate it. My kids, they would, but I think one of the reasons why I hate it so bad is I didn't want to get dressed again. I mean, you get dressed and then they say, let's go to the pool. And I'm thinking, and then we're going to go out to eat dinner after we go to, it's like, no.
You gotta do it twice.
I have already got dressed. Keep doing that again. I am not doing it again. I can't take it. Oh, Lord, I can't take it.
Oh, I know. And see, I'm a little different. The thing about the whole getting ready is to think that, back in the day, we used to be able to get ready like in the car. Put our makeup on in the car. I can't even drive sometimes listening to too loud of music.
I can't see. It's like you look in the mirror and you can't see anymore.
Oh, I know.
Look, just sit right here. My eyes have changed so much even in the last year that when I'm sitting here looking at my computer, I need on a different pair of glasses. These readers, I can see here.
Yeah. You need
it's blurry
trifocals.
out there. And now I'm needing different glasses. Like, what is happening to my eyes? And so, look, I can't put on no makeup in the car anymore. I can't even see.
Oh, I know. Danny will laugh sometimes. We'll say we got to turn down the volume because we can't see. It's like it's just. But I'm a little different. I can't stand being in my pajamas. Now I can't.
I love being in my pajamas.
No,
I love it.
I don't know why. I just feel
they're comfortable. I can curl up in my chair. With
I
my
get scared
needles.
though. I get scared.
Why?
I get scared because we have so many drop-ins. We get drop-in people visiting. Yeah, see, and I don't want to be in my pajamas. I don't want to be without a bra. I don't need blah, blah, blah. So
I don't even care. If they're covered, that's all that matters. Cover them up. That's all that matters. I hate it worse. Look, when people say that mess, I think, I'm thinking, do you know that I am more modest right now without a bra than the people that are walking down the beach? They're naked. And
I
you
know.
having a hard time with me covered up? I'm covered up.
I know.
And so, no, just
I'm
cover 'em up.
embarrassed. I get embarrassed for women, and my husband always says, what is wrong with their husbands? Why do they want their wives exposing themselves to every other man like that? It's just so weird. But anyway, but yeah, getting ready, it used to take me just like, I could get ready in 20, 30 minutes. It takes me a hard hour. I mean, to put makeup on, dry my hair. It's like, so it's like, yeah, showering, of course, is a breeze, but it's when I have to mess with my hair. I mean, just, and praise God, I still have a lot of hair, so it takes forever to dry, and it's like, oh, so yeah, it's, I do half, I shower, and then I do my hair the next day, because I just don't want to, go to bed with a wet head, so.
Taking my showers at night is the way to go. Do half of it at night and do the other half in the morning.